Cheers, welcome to my channel. This bonus reading is for you, Cancer. We are checking out how the Chinese New Year is going to affect the Western zodiac signs. My cat wants to join in here. Just hold on a sec. Okay, you can come. You sit on my lap. Nice. Your job is to purr. All right, so the major difference between between the Western zodiac and the Chinese zodiac is the Chinese zodiac follows lunar cycles starting in February 17th of 2026, and it will end on February 5th of 2027, whereas the Western zodiac follows the solar and celestial rhythm, and that always begins on January 1st. The Chinese zodiac also is you're assigned an animal depending on the year you were born, whereas in the Western zodiac it is in the month you're born. So this year on February 17th we begin the year of the fire horse, and this is one day before we are moving from Pisces or from Aquarius energy into Pisces energy. So if you've already blown your New Year's resolution, here's your second chance. And I already shuffled the cards. I just wanted to give them a quick cut. And we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we do have judgment. So this energy is coming in. This is talking about judgment from the Most High that comes down to the earth. So judgment in the spiritual world and also judgment in the 3D world. And this can talk about judgment that's been needing to be made for more than one generation. The ancestors are cheering. Dun, 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 dun. They're finally going to get judgment. And on the other side, the descendants and the ascendants the descendants and the ancestors are waving to each other. Judgment Day is here, and they've been waiting for it. So let's see what this is about, Cancer. All right, so this is starting off in the month of February, and we do have the Wounded Warrior. So this energy is talking about, there's 9 wands here. And these 9 wands represent actions that you've taken or other people have taken that have caused you clearly some distress. Here you are, the Wounded Warrior. You're holding on to that 9th wand like close to your heart. It took a lot of effort to land these wands, and that's the energy that you're in. You've survived this, you're still standing, but it's been a long, painful journey. And this is the 9, and I feel like the 9 is representing 2 + 2 + 5, 2025. And that is the end of a 9-year cycle of like a decade of energy. And so in January, on January 1st, we move from 2025 into 2026 energy, which is a 10-year cycle. 2 + 2 + 6 is 10, and 1 + 0 is 1. It's the beginning of a new journey. And so the judgment that you've been waiting for may have been for the last 10 years. It might be something that's been happening for the last 10 years, and you're finally going to resolve it. And your ancestors, if you have ancestors on the other side, which we all do, but I'm talking like parents and grandparents kind of energy I'm getting, are like cheering this judgment on. They're tired of watching you struggle needlessly. And we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is in this energy of sitting on the throne, focused on the pentacle. This is someone who is very well respected for being financially fit, is the word I would use in this situation. And there's someone that is respected for their ability to handle finances well. This is someone that would be working like at the upper part of their career. Like they would be, if they worked for the bank, they would be in the offices upstairs. They wouldn't be a teller. That's the kind of energy. So it could be a mortgage broker, a loans officer, that kind of energy, and a manager of the bank someone who has been there for a while and has the skill. And this energy can also represent like a financial advisor of that advises retirement, that kind of energy. And also someone that is maybe the head CEO of a company, or the head financial advisor of a company. So this is like someone that is well respected in the community and known for having a strong business sense. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, she's sitting on her throne, and she is in a her energy is more like she's the sexiest of all the queens. She's very like a natural beauty, and has like a sunny disposition. She's holding the sunflower, and the sunflower follows the sun. And this is the energy of following God and her divine path. This veil behind her represents her ability to use her intuition as well as her logic. The wand she's holding is representative. It's wood, so it is from a tree. The tree represents deep roots from the ancestors as well as the descendants. That energy is coming in. So this queen, she loves to use her intuition. She'll ask herself a question, and a logical question, and then she'll wait for the intuitive answer to come to her, and then she will logically apply that to whatever the problem is or whatever the situation is. And so she just kind of is in that energy. She doesn't focus on problems, she focuses on solutions, and they're usually very creative. She's also got this little black cat here, and this cat is representing her lack of superstition. She doesn't believe in superstition. She has a very strong, firm grip on her intuition, and she trusts it fully. Then we also have, okay, being left out in the cold. Yeah. So this energy is, I feel like this could be regarding your ancestors. It could even be regarding your descendants, like something that happened with your descendants, and or in the family, between the ancestors and the descendants kind of energy. This card represents, like, it's the Five of Pentacles. So it represents some sort of change, and like if you are like the King of Pentacles represents a legacy of wealth, like it's a generational wealth. And so it's someone who is handling a lot of money, and this is representing someone that's lost half that money. There are 10 pentacles in the tarot deck, and this is like half. So you're half there. So it could be like a half-assed effort, that kind of energy, or half the energy was put in. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. We've got someone here who's on crutches, and then we have someone barefoot in the snow. So this represents two people that have been left out in the cold. Generally, this talks about tactics. If you think about snowflakes, we can all handle a flake or two, but if they pile up, I live in Canada, so I know about snow. I used to live in the prairies, and so at first it's really pretty when the snowflakes come down, but when they pile up and they land on your house, it can actually collapse the roof. It gets so heavy, and that's the energy I'm feeling here. There is this window of the church, the stained glass window. They could go inside, but it feels like they've decided to rely on their own resources and get through this, on their own steam kind of energy, like being able to keep going regardless of the situation. But this is saying that they do not feel like they have the support that they need from possibly their ancestors and their descendants. It's that kind of energy. Now recognize that the King of Pentacles could also be, it's a male in their masculine energy, but this could also be a female in her masculine energy, as well as the Queen of Wands could be a female in her feminine energy, as well as a male in their feminine energy. So in the year of the horse, coming up, when it comes to finances and your wealth and that, the horse energy makes people, it makes us want to really be ambitious and create ambitious goals, and also like to take adventures in what we're capable of doing. And I feel like this is the energy, like these people I feel are And this could represent just one person, how they feel, but it's kind of like the energy. You know, I might be crippled at the time right now. Like my energy is crippled. When I say that, I mean like what do they when they put on horses? I'm trying to remember what that is. They hobble them, hobbled. It's the energy is about being hobbled. And so they've been like you've been hobbled. You haven't been able to go on the journey that you want to go on because of the actions of other people. That's the energy. You've been injured here from that kind of energy. Hobbles, that's the word. I used to ride horses for a little while there, and that you know, they'll put, if you have a horse that wants to run, you can hobble it, like so that it can only move its front legs so far, and then that keeps it from running away. So a lot of times people will do that because they want to be able to catch the horse when it's time to ride. So because some horses are really hard to catch. So that's the kind of energy. And look at, this is the first horse we have coming in the year of the horse, and you have victory. So it's talking about being able to take this energy and taking the hobbles off and going on your own journey and recognizing, hey, you're probably better off not having all those flakes around anyway, and moving forward on your own steam. And this energy is also talking about, like, this person is reining their horse in, and you can see the horse isn't fighting it. The horse is, okay, like, let's go at this pace. The rider is determining the pace of the ride, because the thing to be wary of in this horse energy is this fire horse energy is impulsiveness. And so if you're really impulsive, it's not usually going to be that well. If you can rein in your emotions and really be in this space where you set the pace yourself. So yeah, set the pace, and then take the hobbles off and go at your own pace. Don't go to the rhythm of other people. That's the lesson I feel that you've had to learn in a very hard way. Being left out in the cold is not fun. Having said that, it can also be an adventure. And you know, you'll see horses out in the pasture in the winter, and they're running around having fun, you know. So it's kind of like that. As long as they're not hobbled, right? And then we have this energy of knowing what you know now, and standing, like, conviction without a doubt. You know that after this experience, your vibration has risen. Like, you're kind of like the Queen of Wands now, and perhaps you weren't before, but you use your intuition now, and like you can smell this energy from a mile away. This energy always reminds me of when people leave you out in the cold like this because they use tactics. There's a need in every human being, and in particular, Cancer is the most feeling of all the signs. You think about a young girl, you know, adolescent girls, they're in that stage of life where they're just beginning their cycle, and the hormones are all over the place, and their emotions are really up and down, and more than anything, they want to fit in, you know, they want to be part of the tribe. And so one of the cruelest things that you can do to a human being is to leave them out in the cold, like purposely make them feel like they don't fit in. But if you set the tone, you set the pace, you're going to be victorious. And there's conviction without a doubt here that it's like you've taken this wand and you have it, and you will defend yourself. You have one foot in a shoe, and you have one foot in a boot. And so this energy can represent someone like that had to really defend themselves in a hurry, and they had to race out of the house and didn't notice what shoe they were wearing. Or it's that hobbling energy again that's coming up, you know, it's hard to run in a boot and a shoe. It's just not as easy. But this also can indicate that you're leaving the old energy and you're moving into the new in the new year. And that may be happening in when I'm doing this reading now, I will post it tomorrow morning, and it'll be January 3rd. We have the Cancer moon, the full moon, tomorrow, when on the day that this is posted. And that energy, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, this energy is very, very intense for Cancer energy in particular, and most of the water signs, pretty much everybody though. This and the Cancer moon, it's like really feeling the emotions really deep, and this energy up and down. So just be aware, if you're feeling that way, you're in a good place to set the tone for yourself. If you rein in your emotions and you take everything you've learned from this experience, then you can pull it all together, and you will get out of this place of having one foot in one world and one foot in the other. I feel, so this is February, March, April, May, June. So by summer, this energy is going to be, you'll have a firm footing is what I'm getting in the new energy. But I feel like the real hard part is over by the time the Chinese New Year starts in February. And now is the time to take steps, towards towards what you want. And recognize this, whatever these people have done, by summer, this snow is going to be melted. And it's kind of like the energy of, if you live in Canada, you would know about this. If your neighbors have dogs and they're lazy and they don't want to do the work, and they don't pick up after their dog every day, in the spring, like, you can have like layers of snow, and it can be really, really smelly. And so everything that when the snow melts, all that shift is exposed. And and everybody can smell it from miles away. It's it can be really overwhelming, actually. And so this energy is talking about that. Don't worry so much about what's happened in the past. I feel by summer, by July-ish energy, you're really going to be able to step fully into the next part of your journey here, and enjoy the ride more. Oh, I have my deck upside down here. So the King of Swords is coming in. So the King of Swords is the energy of using your intellect and also having control of your mind. And this energy is talking about, you want to make sure that if you discipline your mind, then you'll have the freedom to move forward. And if you've learned from this energy here, from the Wounded Warrior energy, that you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to smell that shift way back in February. That's what's coming up. You can already see, okay, this is what's going to happen. And so you have way more knowledge now, and knowledge is power. And also, this is about being able to speak your truth into being. So the energy is, if you know what you know, and you have no doubt the direction you want to go, you're protecting it, and you're willing to stand your ground for it now. Whereas here, it was kind of like you were going for the ride, but you weren't reining in your emotions to be able to win the prize kind of energy. And now you know what you know. And also, this energy is talking like the King of Swords is someone that doesn't put up with bullshit. They totally understand the power of words. And there's someone that uses their words to earn their living. And they understand that weapons can be used as, or words can be used as weapons. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. So that's the kind of energy that I feel you're going to be in by, July, August. And you're going to know, you will know without a doubt the direction now that you want to take, and you will have healed from this energy. You'll have put that, you're going to have victory over the despair kind of energy. And if there was any pentacles missing, that's health, wealth, happiness. And of course, money is one form of that. The judgment is coming in from both the spiritual and the physical realm, that it's time for you to be able to move forward in the way that you were destined to go. And the Hierophant, yeah, here we have it. So the Hierophant is coming in, and the Hierophant is saying, this is someone who's a judge. This is someone, traditional structure on both the spiritual, again, it's coming up, and the physical. So the energy is that when you get justice also your ancestors and descendants will get justice. This represents money that is like a generational wealth. It's a lot of money. It's a legacy for wealth that was to be passed down from one generation in another in your family, and somehow half of it is gone now. And that would be something in your situation that you would have to take a look at. But I feel it was tactics from other people that you fell for, kind of, that you didn't understand, or you didn't know it was happening. And now the Hierophant is coming in with a blessing. And the blessing is that judgment has been called, and it will be on the spiritual. These two monks here are doing the bidding of the Hierophant. The shaving of the crown of their head represents tenure, what they call tenure, and that is showing their desire to get the information in from the Most High in the strongest way possible, so that they can implement the actions of the Hierophant. This quite often represents court of law in the physical as well as on the spiritual realm. And then we have strength. Okay, so this is about integrity. This is about, this is a young woman, and she's reaching into the lion's mouth here. And she is facing her fears when she does that. The red lion represents fear. And you notice the lion's not afraid, but it's being submissive to her reaching in like this. And she's proving to herself that she has the courage to get through this. And she is standing on, she's going to be victorious in, now that she knows what she knows. She has conviction beyond a doubt, and she requires justice. Like, she wants what's hers. And that's the energy she's in, and having the courage to go for it. This represents the infinite potential once she understands what happened and moves forward. And a lot of this energy is coming from the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is what we, when we're born till about the age of 7, that's when the subconscious mind is formed, and it's heavily imprinted on us. And it's, most of us can't even really remember what happened to us when we were that age. But the people that were in charge of our care, they tell us, oh, you were like this, you were like that. And so we have to rely on what they said. And sometimes when we get upset, the subconscious mind kicks in and we do impulsive things. And that's the warning with the year of the horse, with the fire horse. You do not want to give your, your horse the right to take you for a ride. If a horse gets the bit in their mouth and they run off, there's you have no control over them. And the energy is talking about, you need to make sure you can control impulsive behavior that's brought on by a lot of emotion. Think, again, of the adolescent girl, knowing that, as the cycles change and as they become more mature, you will be able to get through those emotional states with more ease. The more practice you get at it, the better you get at it. That's the kind of energy. And if you've been through this and you've survived and you're victorious now regarding this energy, then you're well equipped to deal with whatever comes in, forward for you in the future. And this energy is talking about, I feel that this card quite often represents someone. This is actually about making money, because they're working on the coin and they're very focused on it. And so I feel like this is talking about going at it from a new perspective now, and recognizing that whatever was lost here, you're just going to take that and you're going to start working on that, and you will build up to what you want very quickly, because you have a whole different way of dealing with this energy, right? You've learned a lot is what's coming up. And sometimes when we learn things the hard way, they really stick with us. And that's sometimes the way we need to learn things, if we're a little bit stubborn or we're not reining our emotions in and we do something impulsive, and then we have to deal with it for a long time after. And that's kind of the energy, is saying The fire horse energy gives us the energy to be really vital and have that vitality to really move forward and recover and enjoy the ride again. And but it also can be very impulsive. And so you need to make sure that you rein in those emotions, especially for Cancer. And with the energy the way it is at the beginning of the new year here, you want to be able to be in that energy of being in control of where you're going and the pace you're going at. That's the energy. And then also we have this here. So the shift disturber is someone who we can't tell. He's not a thief in the night because this is pure broad daylight. And so that tells me this could say something about the energy of your the people that were handling your money, because it's in broad daylight. It's not like they had to sneak around in the night and do it. And it's talking about being in a position that, like, this person is a walking contradiction because they're looking back while they're moving forward. And so this energy is talking about taking what you've learned here and using it and watch where you're going. Like, don't let other people control your money. I feel like this is saying that you've learned that you need, you may have been the kind of person like where you wanted to believe that people would do the best thing for you or whatever, and you didn't really want to have to learn about the money part. You wanted to leave that up to experts. But then you realize, okay, you have to be your own expert as well, and then use your intuition as well as the advice of anyone that you hire, because this is talking about putting the work in. And I feel the work is to become more knowledgeable, doing your research about anything that you invest in. And then once you have all the facts, then you have the facts, and then you get the advice of an advisor, and you'll have a better idea of which direction to go in, because you will have done the research for yourself, so you understand better the language. Every profession has a language of its own, and so sometimes it can be confusing when you consult with experts. So if you do your research before you go, as well as, like, if you happen to, like, this energy can also represent lawyers. If you're going to deal with lawyers, recognize that for them, time is money, and they charge by the minute. And so don't chit-chat with your lawyer. They're not your friend. They are your expert for your legal matters. And the less you chit-chat with them, the more you get down to business, the less it's going to cost you. That's the energy. Yeah, there we go. I feel like quite often this card, it does mean, that you've been overthinking things possibly, and you've hung up your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind, and your conscious mind, put them to rest, and now you've gone inward to meditate and pray. And on this stained glass window of the church, you see, this is saying, there's the stained glass window here, but it's almost like these two figures couldn't see it. And now you're not hobbled. Now you can see it. You have learned what you need to learn. This is really good energy. And if you haven't done this, this is what I feel would benefit you the most, is if you do your research and then consult with experts, you'll have a better idea if this is something that you want to invest in or not. And the word on the stained glass window here is Pax. Pax is peace of mind. You'll have peace of mind because you've done your research before moving forward. Really, really good advice for Cancer energy, because your emotions could distort the way you're going, the direction that you're going. And also, I feel like what this is saying too is you can learn from your mistakes and not beat yourself up over them, right? You don't have to keep yourself out in the cold forever. You learn from it. And you learn from your actions. That's what it's saying. You've learned from your actions, and now you're doing your research. That's what I'm getting, and you're at peace of mind then. The next actions that you take, you won't be in this energy. Let's clarify this. I'm going to clarify this with my oracle. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and a comment. as it really empowers me to build my channel. There's a new feature on YouTube that you can actually hype it as well. So that's for smaller channels so that they get more views. I would love it if you did that. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And talesfromthevector.com is my website. That's TAILS. I started it in 2007. I completed 64 paintings. I'm an artist, and there were some very big dragon paintings. I had a lot of fun with it. I did 64 paintings by 2020, and now I'm working on, it's all ready to print, but I need to have the information that goes in the book and how I want, how I want it to look, etc. So I'm working online here to gather that information. In the description box below, I'm going to have the numbers of the cards. The numbers on the cards are the numbers of the paintings in my gallery on my website. So you can check that out if you want to take a look at it. And they'll be in the order that they come up here. Just might give you a little bit of more insight to your situation. If you're coming across this reading in the future from when I posted it, quite a bit, later, do think back to when I posted it and see if you can remember what was happening in your life at that time, because it may give you way more insight also. All right, here we have it. This is the card that wanted to come out. So there's some anger here, and it's coming from the descendants is what's coming up. They're angry. What's happened here for you, that you weren't supposed to be in this energy. You weren't supposed to be in this energy. They are not happy about this. And so they are really happy that judgment is here. So it's about like you were supposed to inherit this, and this was supposed to keep you out of this energy, not put you in it. That's what they're saying. Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, it's talking here. If the Fool begins their journey in the major arcana of the tarot at the 0 point, and if someone is foolish and they have expectations that they don't need to really look into this energy for themselves, as well as hiring experts, especially when it comes to pentacles. I feel like, if you've ever noticed, this is the 0 card, because expectations will always create limitations. And if you notice on your bank statement, if you look at if the zeros before the decimal point, it can make a big difference in the outcome of your assets. And this is getting neutral to that, and then having the world. So this is so interesting, because this is saying very clearly to me, this is February and this is March, and this energy is talking about the 0 point is when the Fool begins their journey, and they go through the entire cycle, and then the journey ends at card number 21, the World. And so this is saying this is over. This energy is done, and there is judgment coming in regarding this, and it could actually be on the physical, and it could involve lawyers is what I'm getting. So just be aware of that. If you have some sort of legal something going on, that it's going to be resolved this year. I feel like in 2026 it will be resolved to the extent that something can be resolved. I'm getting as you resolve it in your own mind, that and you have no doubt of your path that you're moving forward, and get neutral to what happens, so that, okay, well, this is what I have left, this is what I work with, and I'm going to enjoy my journey. That kind of energy. Then you'll be at peace of mind, and when you get at peace of mind, then you become neutral. Once you're neutral to the outcome, you're more likely to enjoy a strong outcome. Then we have denial. Yeah. So what I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, I feel like you needed you needed an education in financing, and you got it the hard way. That's the energy that's coming up. But now you know. See, what I don't know won't hurt me. Conviction beyond a doubt is when you know what you know. And there's no doubt, you see? So this is awesome. Like, that's how we learn. We learn from our mistakes. And what this energy is saying, when you do that, you'll be compensated 100-fold, you know? And this is so cool, because this is the Aries energy, is the infant of the zodiac. And that Cancer moon, I'm just going to bring that up again, this is, when I post this will be like at its brightest, right? Across from the Cancer moon are the Capricorn energy, and Capricorn energy is the opposite of Cancer energy. It's totally about, like, it's earth energy. It's about pentacles, and not having the emotion. This is the most responsible, authoritative sign in the earth energy. This is the most mature, the Capricorn energy. And the Capricorn energy is like, let's go for a ride. And the Cancer energy is, I don't want to. I want to stay in bed and cry. I'm on my cycle. I don't want to be bouncing around on a horse, that kind of energy. And so this energy of the Capricorn being across is going to really, and on top of that, the sun is also in Capricorn, and Mars. And so the Aries energy is very fiery. And so this is saying, again, with the weepy, watery emotions, you don't want to add steam by pouring water, you know, like, you don't want to have like a geyser of emotion coming out, you know, in steam, right? This is talking about Aries energy is ruled by Mars. And it's talking about letting this anger, you know, like pouring water on a fire kind of energy. Eventually it'll put it out. But in the meantime, there's going to be steam rising, right? This is saying very clearly again, don't waste any more of your energy on being angry here. Consider this done, and that you're moving on now in a new way. Aries is the infant of the zodiac, so that is talking about the energy of having to be loud, right? And so this is saying again, if you're feeling really emotional, that's not the time to communicate with others regarding what's happened here. Wait until you're in a calm state. Like, think about, you know, setting the pace, going for a nice ride in the country, you know, breathing in the fresh air, and coming back and feeling really like, oh, that was such a beautiful ride. I enjoyed it so much. Now I'm clear in my mind and I'm ready to address this issue. That's the kind of energy. So the Hermit is about safe travels, and that's it. Like, there's nothing more dangerous really than getting on a horse when you're in a shifty mood, because the horse will feel it right away and they will start acting out your shifty energy, you know, like your anger. And you don't want a horse doing that, because if you really think about it, horses they're kind enough to give us the authority to control the ride. But if they get angry, they start bucking and, you know, spooking and that kind of energy. And then we have the ego. So keep your ego in check also. I'm getting again that energy, you know, of really understanding that anger is the gift that keeps on giving. Meaning that if you're raised with anger, that might be your first response from your subconscious mind. And it's not going to do you a favor in this energy right now that we have. It's really not. So don't, if you have to stay home, stay home. Like, follow your instincts. Don't, just because everybody else wants to go out right now and socialize, maybe you're not in the mood for it. Maybe you're in the mood for meditating and going inward and resting because you're tired, you know? So this is like, expectations will create limitations. You need to anticipate your journey. And if you're tired, you need to recognize that and rest. Then we have judgment coming in again here. And see that sitting right on the lawyer energy. So I really do feel this judgment is saying on spiritual matters, the only one who can really judge other people properly would be God himself, because we don't know what's caused people to get into this energy, you know, and be the way they are. It's not really our job to know that. That's God's job. So let God judge it, and you surrender that and let it go so that you have peace of mind. You just focus on what you can do, what you're in control of. And it's kind of like, yeah, letting, you know, reining in those emotions allows you to enjoy the ride, because the horse will listen to you then. It'll want to listen to you. That's the energy. And then we have intention. So sometimes, you know, this kind of energy is not necessarily even vindictive. It could just be people had good intentions and they just didn't know what they were doing. And because of that, you lost a lot of money. And then you want to blame it on someone, but you have to realize, hey, I should have looked into it myself as well. That kind of energy, like taking responsibility, frees you from the anger, and then you're able to move forward. And this anger could represent your, you know, both your ancestors. So when you let go of the anger and you get a better outcome, then they can too. That's what this, having the courage to break these familial patterns that don't serve anyone. And then we have the energy of, yeah, it's a blind spot. So, you know, this is about, there's a good reason why the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield. You can look back at the past, learn from it, and then you move forward. And you let go of patterns that are holding your whole familial line back. And that's why your ancestors are cheering. They realize, oh, man, they're so proud of you. Look at what you've learned. Look at what you've done with it. Like, you're already working on the next project and you're not bitter. You're like, hey, I'm really focused on this. And that's the justice. What do they say? See, redemption is about clearing karma. But this is also talking about the best revenge is living well, really. And it's true. And then we have the Virgo energy coming in. So this is about whether, you know, being as a young adult, being more responsible, being able to contribute and use your analytical critique. Like, we're in this age now where we're not in the old Pisces energy like how it used to be, where we rely on experts and we trust that they know what they're doing. We look into it. And then we hire someone that's an expert at it, but we have, we can actually have analytical critique because we have researched it ourselves. And then our intuition will tell us, hey, I think you need to look into that a little bit more. But there's a fine line between that analytical critique and then anal criticism. So you have to draw that line and not get into anger. Isn't going to remove the blind spot kind of energy. Research and experimentation in small steps will. And I feel like also I want to point out that when these signs come up in the zodiac, they're not, my intention isn't for them to be about a specific person, but if you are, it's more about the stage of life. And that's not about age. It's kind of, some people take longer to mature than others. But it's about the stage of life, and also the, you know, what is the benefit that this sign, the energy, can bring? What can we learn from it? And there may be people in your life that, well, you know, like that shift disturber. I know a shift disturber that's a Virgo. Having said that, that's not my intention in this reading. And then I have it may be true for you though. So this is a collective reading. Be aware of that. And then this is about disruption. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone. So that's that energy saying again, I might just stay home and chill out. Watch a movie in bed, eat comfort food, that kind of energy. That's, and people quite often think about disruption as, you know, like catastrophic events that happen to us. Having said that, sometimes disruption is just because we're in the holiday season and it disrupts our normal rhythm. And because it does that, the Cancer energy out of all, the Cancer likes to have like the order. Virgo and Cancer both actually like to have that order in place. But for the Cancer energy, it makes the individual feel really kind of, their emotions get, they deal with their emotions, whereas the Virgo energy deals it with more with their mind. That's why the swords are coming up. So I hope that you have really, I feel this is such valuable information. We all do have a little bit of Cancer in us. And also about this moon coming up, like, rein it in. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like and comment if you have. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of this channel. I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back with reading for mid-month for you. Bye for now, Cancer.